I have a ton of new updates for you related to Google Home, Google Nest, the Google Assistant, and the Google Pixel range of devices, as well as they become more and more integrated within the Google suite of products. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by keeping you up to date with everything related to Google, but also showing you a couple of those demonstrations that you guys really seem to love with existing features. So let's get right into the first update, which is local home control. And I showed this just last week on the smart home news, but what has happened is the first instance of a rollout of localized control. So this means they don't have to go out to the cloud in order to execute commands that you give on your Google Home devices. Now, it's not perfect yet. This is just the start, and my Yeelights have this enabled, and you just go into the Yeelight application and you can enable it very quickly, and now it's on local home control related to your Google Home products. The thing is, Google is still heading out with their voice assistant out to the cloud. So what this has changed into in my smart home already, before we have this full upgrade coming from the Google side as well, is that my Yeelights now respond just as quickly as things like Zigbee networks. So that's happening just as fast once the Google Assistant has interpreted my request. Turn off bedroom lights. One thing you might notice if you have a number of these different smart displays throughout your smart home is that the non-Google branded ones, and I'm using the Lenovo Smart Display here, it has a different pull-up menu for exploring what the Google Assistant can do. And this is a different interface that I believe is being tested, and I like this approach actually. So we'll see if this expands, but this is brand new to the Lenovo Smart Display and not the Google Smart Displays.
Try saying, roll a die, or play some workout music.
Now let's go through a demonstration of the new media control capabilities that you have, especially on smart displays. Now you have this in the Google Home application as well in a little bit of a different way, but on the media center within your smart displays. So this is just a pull down menu. You can go into media, and any music that is playing throughout your smart home, you can go ahead and manage. Now you can move the songs back and forward and pause and change the volume. All of those things are capable. But what is different about this is you're able to control other interfaces from any of your smart displays, or you can control any speakers from any of your smart displays. So this is a little bit different now, and you can go ahead and transfer to other speaker groups or other smart displays and smart speakers throughout your smart home that are connected to the Google Assistant. Speaking of which, this is really interesting to me, is that any Google Home product can now use a Sonos connected speaker as the default speaker. Now what's interesting about this, and I'll show you a demo in a second, is that when you ask this device to play music from a specific source, if it's not set up inside of the Sonos application, you will not get that to work. So let me show you a quick demo here. Play music.
Okay, music from Google Play Music. Playing on Sonos.
The song's called Marigold.
So you can see the control interface showed up here, and it started to play on here. So you get both of those things with any Sonos connected speaker. I can control with the player pause here, player pause here. I can also move between songs. So it's allowing you to control your Sonos connected speaker, which I like a lot actually now that I have one. Now, again, when you ask it to play from a different source, you get a very different response. Play music from YouTube Music.
Sure, music from YouTube Music. Playing on Sonos. Sorry, it looks like you haven't set up YouTube Music on your Sonos app.
So there you go. That's the difference. If you haven't set it up on this speaker within the Sonos application, it's not going to work. Here's a quick little demonstration of the tile integration. Now you can actually ask whatever you've named the device within the tile application, you can ask for that device to be found by the Google Assistant, and it will actually ring that device. So it's obviously something that most people are going to use with their keys. So let me show you how that works.
Okay, locating keys.
One really interesting update here from Nest and within their Nest thermostat is the fact that they can now utilize data from your existing HVAC system to actually diagnose or early diagnose HVAC issues that you are about to have with your device. Now, obviously, as they get more and more data of your system, this is going to get better and better. And in certain locations, you're going to be able to right away get a technician. So they're just demoing that part of it in a few states in the US right now, but it can diagnose your existing HVAC issues before they happen. So this is a big benefit for the Nest thermostats going forward. As we all wait for the end of the Works with Nest program and the migration of all Nest accounts to Google accounts, there are lots of us holding on to those existing Nest accounts, and we don't really want to change anything there, but there is a requirement coming from Google here to actually enable two-factor authentication on Nest accounts. So if you've already moved to a Google account, you already basically have this. But what is happening with those who are still using those basic Nest accounts is in order to log in coming this spring, so we're only talking a month or so here, you're going to have to enable two-factor authentication. Google I/O was announced for May 12th to May 14th. I'm kind of hoping I get to go to this one, but we'll have to see on the channel. Now, the things I'm expecting there, and this is just a little bit of a prediction for you guys, Google Nest products, I'm expecting some Google Nest products, and I don't just mean smart displays or smart speakers or any of that stuff. I mean more around the Thread components and preparing for this new connected home over IP alliance, getting some of their sensors and other products out there that will integrate with this. I'm also expecting the implementation of some of these network devices and some of their smart home, which is the automation and the routines where we can actually trigger off of different devices. And I expect the local home SDK that we talked about earlier in the video to become front and center to show the speed of their devices along with the improved Google Assistant. This is a bit of an interesting demonstration. If you didn't know this already, Google Slides can actually display on a smart display or any Chromecast enabled device. Now, this means that you could potentially use this for a presentation if you can get connected to Wi-Fi. And I think this is just a really interesting implementation of their technology. Speaking of Chromecast, this is something you can look at with newer smart TVs in your smart home and a Chromecast device. Now, we all know you can add that to a multi-speaker audio group within the Google Home application, and then you can use your TV as a speaker. But what I found with one of the newer TVs that I had purchased is that I could actually get it to play music without turning the screen on. And this is based on some of the settings that you're going to have within your TV. Now, I've been using the Pixel 4 for a while here. Google sent me one of those devices and I've really been enjoying it. What it has done for me versus the 3A XL that you've seen in the home is the speed and the capability of utilizing the Google Assistant to move through applications and to get information just on that phone, especially with the squeeze to talk.
Flights from Edmonton to Hawaii leaving the 8th of March. Currently in Honolulu, it's 20. Today through Sunday. I found a few hotels near Maui, Hawaii. Opening, Twitter. Opening, YouTube.
One thing that I haven't actually talked about in a long time is the connectivity options with your Pixel devices and Android devices in general to a PC. Now, there's actually a Windows 10 application that allows you to connect your Android phone to your PC and get all kinds of notifications. Now, I found that a little bit too busy. I didn't really enjoy that, but what I have enjoyed is messages for web. Now, you can, on a browser on a PC or really any device with with a browser is go to messages.google.com, and then the setup is only a QR code scanning on your Pixel device, and then you get your messages there. You can send pictures from your computer. You can send pictures to yourself if you want to use that as kind of a transfer method. You can do that kind of thing, and then you can actually start Google Duo calls from that interface as well. One of my favorite features of my Pixel devices is that call screening capability here with the Google Assistant. I love watching those telemarketers or fake spam callers hanging up. It's a lot of fun to me. I don't know why, but if you have a Pixel 1, 2, 3, or 4 now, you're going to get that call screening. So that's being kind of rolled out back as a backwards compatibility feature for your Pixel phone. A couple of things interesting related to YouTube Music and the integration of that service within this whole platform. You know, initially when YouTube Music came out, a lot of people were afraid of losing their libraries on Google Play Music, but Google was very quick to say, hey guys, don't worry, we got you, we're going to transfer your libraries. That does appear to be happening. So we will at some point have to migrate from Google Play Music to YouTube Music. But for now, it looks as though Google is going to deliver on that promise. They're being very forward about this. Something else we're seeing is the Google Assistant can now be used within the YouTube app or the YouTube Music app for some users. This is just being kind of demoed. You're given the ability to control the music, but you're also given the ability to like a song as it's gone on. And so obviously if your screen is locked, this is going to be very helpful for you. The what's on my screen capability actually went away, and I see this, it's funny with YouTube videos, when you put out YouTube videos, you'll see that actually become a problem on your channel. You start getting a lot of comments, this doesn't work anymore, but that feature is back. Now, something that's been very interesting is some of the Pixel 5 renders starting to come out, and it looks like a different design on the camera. Otherwise, the phone looks pretty similar, but you can have a look at one of the first renders here. So there you have it, guys. That's all the latest from Google Home, Google Nest, and the Google Assistant, as well as those Pixel devices, which are becoming more and more integrated with these products, and I think a great control device within your smart home in a lot of ways. So thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe for more of this smart home news, and of course, don't hate, automate.